Akko here again. Welcome back to part 4 of my Blood Magic Spotlight. We've got quite a few things to get through in this. I'm going to try and wrap up everything else that's in the mod in this episode, but we'll see how long it gets. I've got a couple of things to add on from bits I've done before. We've got a couple of new rituals. I am now on version 0.7.0, I believe. I should have really checked that before I started. We've got a couple of new... First of all, we've got a new sigil, so let's check that out first. We have got a sigil of magnetism, very cool. It is made like so, with a magician's blood orb. You see I've added NAI into my little world here. I've got 3 mods in here. I've got Blood Magic, Thaumcraft for the integration, and I've got NAI just to make things a little bit easier. So, gold ingots, an imbued slate, so a tier 3 slate. 1, 2, 3, yep. And your magician's blood orb gets you a signal of magnetism, and what this does is very much like a coin of fortune from reliquary or a mysterious magnet from magic bees. It will suck things back towards you. Very nice. Whoop. Thank you. So it's got nice range on it. Throw that right out there. It'll come back to me. Cheers. So there we go. You can have that active all the time, or you can toggle it on and off with a right click. Wonderful. So there's that. I believe the ritual of magnetism has got a larger range now. I believe it's got a 7x7 rather than a 5x5, so I think it comes out 1 further than its edge. Now there's another change, and then we've got 2 new rituals. Now these take a new activation sigil, and it's called a awakened activation crystal, and you make that in a alchemic chemistry set, which we're going to get onto in a minute. So I'm just going to spawn one of these in for the minute, and I'm going to link it to myself. So now that's linked to me, and I've already activated this one, but you get a nice lightning bolt when it activates. Well, what this does, this is called the Ritual of the Feathered Earth. Now I made this with the Ritual Diviner. As you can see there, I'm not sure if that was there before, but as you can see, the second line down can place dusk runes, so you can tell this is the tier 2 Ritual Diviner. Now previously, I believe the only one you could spawn in, see that one there, and then there's a tier 1 which says cannot place dusk runes. So to do the high level rituals, the ones that have these runes, the dusk runes, the black ones, you need to make sure your Ritual Diviner is the upgraded one that says that. So that's how I made this ritual and the next one over there. And what this one does is, if I take off my legs of the air sigil in fact I will deactivate my armor altogether using that, so my armor is now inhibited, so I can take fall damage. If I jump off something with any kind of height, I'll take a bit of fall damage. I'm not high enough there, but what I can do now is, because of this Ritual of the Feathered Earth, I can go into flight mode. That one. Go into flight mode, and you see I fall all the way down and no damage. What the Ritual of Feathered Earth does, it goes 20 blocks in each direction, and I believe 30 blocks up and down. It creates a large area where you take no fall damage. So it creates like a no fall damage zone around it, which is really cool. And I believe once that's activated, it's quite expensive to activate, but I believe once it's activated, then it doesn't cost any more. I believe it makes it so that area makes you immune to fall damage, which is very nice. Very nice. And then the second one, which also requires the awakened activation crystal, I will show you how to make this in a minute, is this behemoth over here. This is, let me just turn my armor back on so I can move a bit quicker. There we go. This is the Ritual of Gaia's transformation. What this can do, this is very clever. This can change. I'm just going to scroll down to make sure I put the right things into it. This can change a biome. And I'll just press the wrong button and scroll all the way down. I need to find it again. There we go. So, I'm back. So, check out the size of this. This is pretty huge. And what you can do with this is, I need to spawn a couple of things in here. I need some pedestals, which we'll get to. No, I don't. I believe I need plinths. Let me just check. That's a pedestal, and yep, I need plinths. So let's break them. I'm just going to quickly switch into creative to break them, a bit easier. And I've got mobs turned off so nothing will spawn, but I'll keep it daytime. Sit. Put it back to morning. So what you do with this is you need, let's go back into survival there. Arcane Plinths, which we'll also get to in a bit, because we want to get to Demon Summoning in this episode. You need to, once you've created your ritual, and again I've just done this real quickly using the Ritual Diviner, because placing all these manually will be a bit heartbreaking. You surround that with Arcane Plinths, like so, and get rid of them. And now what I need is some large bloodstone bricks, I believe, and I need to create an area around this and seal it in. Now I believe you can create the area as big or possibly even bigger than the size of the ritual here. But what I want to do is I'm going to make a little area at the minute. Yeah, that's big enough in there. Let's do it. There we go. And I'm going to activate this. This is going to take 1,000,000 LP off me to activate. Holy crap. That was a bit intense. Shit. Alright. Relax. And now what I can do is, by putting certain things in there, I can change the biome. So if I want to, what do I want to do? I want to increase humidity. I want to increase humidity. So let's get some lapis blocks. And I believe if I put a lapis block on these, now maybe I had to have the lapis blocks on first before I activated the ritual, which means I probably ain't got enough. I should have maybe tested this before doing the video. You see, 119. Yeah, so look, I've used 1,000,000. I've used 1,000,000 of my life points there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn in for this test the orb of testing, which should give me 1,000,000 a click, I believe. So let's check what we've got now. Yeah, quick 8,000,000 thrown in like that, and we'll try that again. So what I believe that should do is change the biome in the area contained with the bloodstone bricks to something else. And I'm not doing it quite right probably, but that's the gist of that. I'd suggest you you play around with that one yourself to get your head around it a bit. But as you can see, it's very late game, and I'm possibly doing things wrong there, but I've not really looked into that one. I didn't want to spend too much time on rituals in this one. But there we go, there's the 2 new rituals. I'm not going to spend any more time on them. So what we need to get on to now then is the 3 things that we've not gone through pretty much are spells, alchemy, well 4 things: spells, alchemy, demon summoning and teleposers. So I'm going to start with looking at spells. So that's you can start them earlier on. Now spells, first you need this thing. It's called a spell table. And you craft it like so: red wool, stone, single blood rune, and your apprentice blood orb, your tier 2 blood orb. So you can do this nice and early. What that gets you is a spell table. And then what we're going to need is a piece of glass. This is my active altar, isn't it? So let's just take that Archmage blood orb out of there at the minute, and we'll put a block of glass into there, and you'll see this will transform into come on, into this guy. It's called a unbound crystal. I'll put that back in there. And what we can do now is, with our spell table and our unbound crystal, we need a thing called a focus paradigm. Let me get this right. Let me make sure I've got these the right way around. We need a paradigm and a spell focus. Yeah. So the paradigm is a skull. So the different skulls do different things. A skeleton skull makes a ranged attack. just bear with me, this will become a bit more apparent in a second. What we need is an altar. Now, the altar doesn't have to have blood fed into it, it's used in a different way in this. But we're going to place an altar down there, and what you do is you place your spell table down next to it, like so. And what your spell table needs on it is a paradigm, which we're going to use normal skeleton skull. So that provides offensive range attack. A withered skull is a melee attack. A zombie head is defensive, and a creeper head is environmental spells. So I've not really checked on them. The only one I've really tried with this with is the range attack. What we can do now is we can place an item into this altar. So there's some examples of items: ice, flint and steel, TNT. Flint and steel, probably fire. Ice, probably cold damage. TNT, explosive damage perhaps. So let's throw that guy in there. Now this, I believe, do I need to bind it to myself first? I did look, I've right clicked and I bound it to myself. And now if I right click on the spell table and I run over here, I have got explosive damage because the TNT in there. So if you change what's in the spell table here, it'll change what damage gets done. So let's switch that out for the flint and steel. So you see, it's not taking any blood directly from this altar, it's taking blood from my LP network because the unbound crystal is bound to me. That makes sense? So if we put a flint and steel in there, now I shouldn't need to rebound this to the table again. The table should know. I should be able to. Now, I've got fire damage. So each time I do that, it's taking some from my blood, from my LP network. So let's have a look what we've got in there. We've got 148, 387, and let's fire one. So there you go. It took was it 100? Yeah, 100 LP per spell. So that's kind of nice, isn't it? Fire starter. Ooh. So there we go. That's how spells work. So I suggest you play around with them a bit. They're very cool, and you can do them quite early. Tier 2 altar is all you need to get going with these. So very nice indeed. And I've totally skipped them in my survival world because I didn't know about them. So there we go. Next we're going to go on to alchemy. Now alchemy is quite a lot of stuff involved in, and the demon summoning comes from alchemy as well. So basically what you've got in alchemy, you've got this guy. I thought I made a table how to make this guy. Oh, have I missed that out? I have missed out. Oh, before we get any further, this is how you make an activation crystal. You actually make it in the Alchemic Chemistry set, which is what I forgot to make in a table to show you. You make that with a weak blood orb, brewing stand, and obsidian, so you can make this at tier 1. This is how you make your Alchemic Chemistry set. And one of the things you can make in your Alchemic Chemistry set is I've placed one down there. Take these items here. Now these, you know how to make the weak activation crystal. That's made in the altar, and I can't remember at the minute how we made it, but I believe it was a tier 3 orb goes to making that. So, and these other things we're going to get into in just a minute, incendium and all stuff like that. In fact, if you look at these, you press shift, it shows you how you make them. But what we need to do is we need to put all these items in here, and we need a demon blood shard for this, which is something we need demon summoning for, so we haven't got to that yet. But if we put in, let's grab another Archmage's blood orb and activate it so it's linked to our network. You need a orb in here. It doesn't have to be an Archmage's one, but some higher level things will be. And you'll see once you've got all ingredients in there required to make an item, it makes the item on the top, and it's nice little, very nice little graphic there. It shows all the items on the pedestal. If you do not have a demon blood shard, you can use a nether star in place of it. So this is exactly the same, but it's using a nether star. Oh, nice. Shift click into there. Wonderful. It's using a nether star instead of the demon blood shard. So if you've not got to the point of demon summoning, but you have killed withers, there you go. You can get an awakened activation crystal there. As far as I know, the only two rituals that need that are the two new ones. I would have to check the. I've not checked if the previous top level ones, the regen, the feathered knife, and the will of suffering need that. I don't think they do, because I've made one in survival recently and didn't need it. So there we go. So that's how you make your crystal, and that's how you make your alchemic chemistry set. Now your alchemic chemistry set, I hope I'm saying that right. Let me just check. Alchemic chemistry set. Yep. This is how you make all the things in it. These are all very cool. We start off, the simplest thing you can make is a simple catalyst. This is using a whole lot of things. And you see, if you press shift, it shows you the recipe. Sugar, redstone, glowstone, gunpowder. So I see in there I've got sugar, redstone, glowstone, and gunpowder. And I've filled all these up so I don't have to go through each one and make them. But you see, if we had a blood orb in there. Now I've got the I'm keeping the daylight cycle going on purpose here, because a lot of this stuff needs the server to be ticking. It needs the game to be doing ticks for stuff to work. So that's how you make that. So if I take them out there, that's going to start making more. You get a nice little blood graphic coming off the top, and it's going to start changing all these into them, as you can see there. So that's your basic thing, your simple catalyst. Simple catalyst goes into pretty much everything, but these are all the different types. They're all together there. As you can see, Incendium uses blaze powder, lava bucket, netherrack. I'm not going to make all these, but they all use simple catalyst at the top. Just go through them quickly, show you all these different ones require different items, feathers and gas tiers into that one for the aether, cobble, gunpowder for that one, ice and snow for that one, and so on and so forth. Dirt, sand and obsidian. We've got water bottles and ink sacks. We have got coal, obsidian and clay. So that's all these guys. Incendium, Magicalis, Sanctus, Aether, Crepitus, Crystallos, Terrae, Aquasalus and Tenebrae. So that's how you make all of them. And then, see, that's going to work away until it's made all 64 of them, which is nice. I'll get rid of them ones. And then we've got these two things here as well. Now, these are called weak binding agents. They take two simple catalysts and a clay. I'll show you what that's used in just a second. And then we've got this one, which is a standard binding agent, which uses a weak one, plus some Crystallos, which we saw down the other end there, and some Sanctus, which we saw down the other end. Makes these standard binding agents. What these do, these let you make potions. Now, to make a potion, what we do is, first of all, we need to place glass bottles in an altar. These are really very cool. Let's check this out. I'm only going to show you one. I'm going to show you the one that uses sugar. Now, Waze left it so you can discover things on by yourself. So on the forum thread, there's a couple of examples of what things do. Well, no, there's a couple of examples of things to try, sugar being one of them. But it says some experimenting needs to be done for you to work them all out. But if we put a glass bottle in there, this has to be in a tier 2 altar or higher, I believe. We get this thing, potion flask. So let's put that back in there. So we get this potion flask, and it's got 0 of 8. So I believe I need to fill that up first. And to fill that up, I need redstone, glowstone, and nether wart. Let's get on with that. Got one of each of them: redstone, glowstone, and nether wart. Let's craft them into there. I'm guessing this is shapeless, so it doesn't matter which order they go in. And that gets us, see, that's 0 of 8, and that makes it to 8 of 8. So now we've got a full potion flask. And now what we can do is we combine this with a standard binding agent. You can use it with a lesser, but the standard binding agent gives you more success of adding more things on, if that makes sense. What you need to put in here is you need to put in your potion flask, you need to put in a reagent, and you need to put in a binding agent. So the reagent we're going to use is sugar, and if we put our orb that I forgot about into there, That wants to be in the top, and that wants to be in there. You'll see this is going to start creating a potion for us. And that time it blew up. Interesting. Let me just spawn one of them in. So there is a fail chance. I didn't think there was a fail chance at the start, but there clearly is a fail chance. Let me grab one of them so I don't have to make another one. Let's try that again. There we go, that time it didn't fail. So the first time it failed and the flask blew up, did a bit of damage to me. The second time it didn't fail, and we've got a speed potion, 2 minutes duration on it, and we've got 8 swigs of it. So that means we've got 8 potions in one there. So instead of making 3 glass bottles to make a potion, you can actually get 8 potions out of one. Bit of sugar and a little bit extra stuff by making a binding agent. What else we can do? We've got these things here. These are power catalysts. These, using glowstone, 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 simple catalyst and a weak binding agent, will create these. These increase the power of the potion. And then there's 3 tiers of these. So there's the average that uses the mundane plus standard binding agent, and then there's the greater, which uses 2 average, and incendium, which is one of the reagents made over there. So they increase the power of your potions. And then there's these guys who increase the duration of your potions in exactly the same way, mundane lengthening, and then average and greater using exactly the same thing, but that one uses aquasalis. What I'm going to do, if we take one of these, our potion we've got here with its 2 minute duration, what we can do now is, if we, let's just take that 1 second, we put that back in there. What's going on? That started working then with no orb in. I'm sure it did. We put one of these greater lengthening catalysts in, and we also need to put in the same reagent that was used to make this. So you see that as sugar in, so we need to put sugar in again to add this lengthening catalyst on it. So if we just put that in without that, it wouldn't work. What we need to do is put sugar in as well. That's working without an orb. I thought that needed an orb. It clearly doesn't. Okay. So that doesn't actually need an orb to work. What's this? That was a 2 minute speed potion, yeah? Check that out. 37.5 minute speed potion. And we've got 8 swigs of it, so that's a lot of speed for not a great deal of material. So the potions are very powerful. And the other thing you can do is you can add more than one thing to your potion. So we should probably start with a fresh one here. Let's start with a fresh one, and I'll give it that first, and then I'm going to get a bit of blaze powder. So that's got speed on again, and now I'm going to put it back in there with blaze powder. Now there's more chance of it failing each thing you add onto this. So see, that failed. That wasn't guaranteed to fail though. That doesn't. Let me quickly try that again. Blood. One of them, and let's go with one of them because I know they work. So this time we are going to go with ether in there, and that is going to create us a jump boost, 2 minute jump boost. And then let's try blaze powder again. Hopefully it won't explode this time. Shit. Okay, let's go with ether and sugar. That'll jump and speed, they kind of go together. I wonder if that's what's going on. So ether, get us a jump boost again, and we'll try it with a bit of sugar in there. So I've not done a great deal of experimentation with this myself, just enough to be able to show it. There we go. So now we've got jump boost and speed boost. So let's try that with another one of these greater catalysts, and I guess I'm going to need to put in an ether and a sugar. So greater catalyst, sugar, and an ether. Put our potion back in there. This shouldn't explode at this stage, I believe, if I've done it right. And what we've got there is, oh look at that, it only affected one. Okay, so now do I have to put in a second one to increase the duration of that one? I guess. That's the wrong thing. Put you back. Go on there. It's the wrong thing, did I? I'll click on the middle one. I must have, yet. So let's try that again with that in there. As you can see, you can build up very powerful spells. So there we go. We've got jump boost and speed boost. 37.5 minutes. And that's taken one swig of it. So I've got really nice buffs there. So that's pretty much the potion making. Now to carry on from that, we'll go on to the next thing, which is demon summoning. Demon summoning, you require these things, arcane pedestals. They're made with obsidian around weak blood shards, so you need your bound blades to get the weak blood shards, of course. And then once you've made a few of them, you need to surround one with 6 blocks of iron to make your arcane plinth. Now this is what all your summoning's done on. I've got my orb, yep. So here's a setup. This is where these pedestals is a requirement. You have to be in a certain order. Check out waste thread for that, but this is pretty much where they need to be. One out either side, and then one out like down across one for the 4 around. So that is how we make a pedestal. Now there is some issue with demon summoning at the minute. If you watch my Let's Play series, I crashed the Resident Rise server the other day and corrupted a chunk summoning an elemental. So we're going to try that again in a minute, and hopefully that'll work. But this is, I'm not going to go into all the demons, but there's several demons you can summon. Let me just have a quick count of the amount of demons that there are recipes for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 different demons you can summon. This is just the first basic one I am going to try and summon. And what you need to do is you need to have the right things on the pedestals. Now these are all in waste thread on the thread for the mod as well. So we have got, which ones are them? The other one's Sanctus, yeah. Sanctus, 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 Aether, Tenebrae and Terrae, I believe. I'm not sure which one's which. Terrae is the red one, Tenebrae is the grey one. So Terrae, Tenebrae. So that's what we need in there, and what we do is we put a blood orb in the centre, and this should start consuming the items there. And once they're all consumed, we get a demon. Hello, demon. Who's gonna attack me? He's got wings. Cool. How many hit points has he got? Cool. So there is a demon, and killing him dropped me this guy. Demon crystal used to spawn demons. Now I need to give him something once I've got this. I need a weak blood orb. Let me grab a weak blood orb. So now I can, let me turn my sword off. Boop. I can click that, it'll spawn the guy, and if I give him a weak blood orb, yeah, guy, he becomes my friend. Hooray! And I can give him a name. I shall follow and protect you. Cool. I will stay here. So, like a dog, I have now got a little demon guy who will follow me around and protect me. And if I kill him again, he should pop back into his thing. So you have to be a bit cruel and kill him each time you want to get him back into his crystal. But there we go. That's how you summon demons. And then there are greater demons that I'm not going to get into, but the greater demons require the greater demons require an archmage blood orb in there, like I put it anyway, but some of the lesser demons don't, but the greater demons need an archmage. Now this is a tier 1 of the positions for the pedestals. Some of the requirements require a bigger range of pedestals. So this is the inner one. The tier 2, I believe I've set this up right, but this is using the pattern on the forum. Let's go into creative so I can fly up there. You see the tier 1's the same as the tier 1 there, and then the tier 2 are these blocks that are on one block. These don't matter what block this is. I've just used bloodstone. That Potion's getting on my nerves a bit now. Bloody potion graphic all the time. So these are the tier 2 positions for anything that requires more than 6 things on pedestals, and then the outer one are your tier 3s, the ones that are 2 raised up to 2 height. So I believe that's correct. I'm sure Way will let me know in a comment if I've done that wrong. And if I've done it wrong, I'll make sure there's an annotation letting you know. But that is how you do your tier 3. So we're nearly done. There's a couple of things left, I think. One of the things we need to do now then is, let's go back into survival, and this is where I crashed the server the day. I used Sanctus, so I'm going to use a different one. I'm going to use Ether, and I want 6 of them. I have 6. Let's just take that out for a second. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put 6 of the same ingredient around the edges. And now, if we put our blood orb back, 6 of the same thing, and I believe there's 6 or 7 types of these elementals. Should spawn me an elemental. We shall see. Hey, there we go. Ouch. So, there's an elemental. Was knocking me about a bit. Let's kill this guy. So of course I've got the I've got full bound armor on, so I'm a bit of a strong dude, you know. Come here. These guys have got a lot of hit points, and there we go. We killed him, and we got a demon blood shard. So there is how you get your demon blood shards, and of course a demon blood shard in your tier 5 altar is how you make your Archmage's blood orb. So this is how we get the demon shard to make the Archmage's blood orb, and for the activation, the awakened activation crystal. And what else does that go into? It also goes into the tier 4 teleposition focus, which is the last thing we haven't got done to yet. But there we go. That is how you get your demon blood shards. Wonderful. And thank you very much, Mr. Elemental, for dropping me one. So when I try that next to survival, I will use Aether, because that seemed to work okay. Sanctus is the one that caused me issues the other day, but I don't know if that was just a coincidence with something else anyway, so I'm not fully blaming that. But it seemed to be an issue caused when I spawned the Sanctus Elemental. Right, last thing then, and then we've covered everything in the mod, so I think this episode's not too long yet. What we've got here is Teleposers. These are really cool. You make a Teleposer. First of all, you need an ender pearl. Grab one of them, and let's throw this ender pearl into our altar. Boop. And we'll watch that change into, let's get tidy some of my inventory up here. I'll keep that, I'll keep rid of that. And this guy is going to change into what's called a teleposition focus. Come on. Honest. There we go. So there is a teleposition focus. That's the first thing you need to do when making teleposers. Now, let's get rid of that. Let's just turn that off for a second. Now, I've come down here. A teleposition focus with an ender pearl either side and some gold ingots will make you this guy a teleposer. Teleposers are really cool. What we need to do with these is we need to make more of these teleposition focuses. So a teleposer we need 2 to work at least. You can have more than 2 and you can chain them, but you need at least 2. So we've got 2 here. We've got one there, one there. On one of these we have got a chest with some focuses in, and on the other one we have got a chest with nothing in. And what we need to do here is to make an extra couple of these. So for a little basic setup, you need 2 teleposers and you need 2 more focuses. So you need 4 focuses in total, 2 to make them and 2 to actually be used. And what we want to do with these is, first of all, you see it's not bound to me. First of all, I need to right click on that, and you'll see now it is bound to me. And It's a right click on that one, and that's bound to me. And what I do is I right click on one of these, and then I open the inventory of the other and put the one that I clicked on. See, that one's got coordinates because I right clicked, and this one hasn't still because it's not bound to anything. So I'll put that into there, and then I'm going to want to right click on this teleposer with that focus, and then open the inventory of this one, put that into there. And now, so these these two teleports are linked to each other. The fire redstone signal, we had a noise and nothing happened really, because you didn't see anything. But they've both got a chest on. Now the chest that's empty is over here, and the chest that had the items in is over there. So what's happened is it swaps the single block above there. So that's what's happened there. So if I do that again, you'll see the one with the items in is back. Wonderful. So that's what a that's what your basic teleposition focus does. Now, if I was to put the basic one back into the altar, it would turn into this one, a enhanced. So there's your basic one. Your basic one's an ender pearl into your altar, gets you the teleposition focus. Then the tier 2 is your basic one back into your altar, and that'll come out as an enhanced teleposition focus. Your tier 3 is to combine an enhanced with a weak blood shard, that gets you the reinforced. And the tier 4 is a reinforced combined with a demon blood shard, and that'll get you the demonic. Now the difference between these things is the basic will do one block, so it'll swap a chest. If I had something next to the chest, for example, let's just do a quick example there, bit of lapis. If I do that, then it swap the chest, put the lapis instead where it was. Now if I was to grab myself, let's change that back, I want these two. So these are the tier 2s, so we'll do the same thing we did. It's to bind them to myself. Can't believe how much that the graphic of that portion's irritating me. Bind them to me, so there's one bound and there's another. I'll do the same thing here, so I'll right click with that one, open the inventory, I'll swap that for that, and then I'll right click with that one, open the inventory, I'll swap that for that, and now look at that, let's move the lapis blocks as well. So what the tier 2 one does is a 3x3x3 cube. So I could have made that into a 3x3x3. So we can go up here, 1, 2, and we can come out that way. Make this into a cube, like so. Because both of these have got the right size in, there you go, look. And yeah, because both of these have got the right size in, they can both fire, by the way. You can fire this from either side. Now, to just send from one to another, you'd only need to have one in, but to send back you need both in, if that makes sense, I hope. So there's, the tier 2 is a 3x3 cube, and then the tier 3, the one you combine with a weak blood shard, is a 5x5, and finally the tier 4, the one you combine with a demon shard, is a 7x7x7 cube. So you can see you can move quite a lot of big things with it. Now, Mr. Video Game on the forum thread gave me a nice example world, which you can, I believe, download from the Waze thread, where he set up an awesome system that moves an entire city using teleposers. So if you really want to have a play around with teleposers, I'd advise you to check Waze thread and look for Mr. Video Game's post, and you can download his world and you can play around with it, and you can move an entire city around using, swap a city in and out using a big array of these teleposers. That must have took him ages to do. So there we go, that is the entirety of Wave Time's awesome blood magic mod covered, and I don't think I've missed anything, but if I have, please let me know. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to Wave for making this. Thank you to the help people have given me and the suggestions and corrections and stuff like that when I've made mistakes. But there we go, that's everything covered. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers, bye. Okay, back for one last thing. I couldn't leave it like that. I need to do a little bit of a more extravagant example of a teleposer, so ooh, There you go. There's a bit more of a better example of what teleposers can do. Check that out. I moved all the writing over here. And then back, just by pressing on that pressure plate. Lovely. Cheers. Bye.